following what's been happening, or?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier about the cap supply, and it's great to see Gavin, back in the cockpit. Like I said, we're focused on the future. Capping supply, I think, is a huge deal. The DOT stablecoin project is a huge deal with really novel concept around also reducing the cost of running the network. And Gavin, he's a god figure that every great blockchain, I think, needs. And obviously, he took a little bit of a step back from Polkadot for a couple years.
He doesn't really like to be. A big part of him says he doesn't like to be that god figure.
Well, you don't choose to be God. You just are God.
He is
the Polkadot God. And I understand that one of the great appeals of Polkadot and its ecosystem is the decentralization aspect. But what that also does is it removes decision-making authority from a central body, and thus, democracies don't arrive at decisions quite as quickly as dictatorships. And I'm not saying that Gavin's coming in to be a dictator. There's still going to be community governance of the network, but it does, create a little bit more decisiveness and conviction around different paths and different ideas that I think that figure provides, and that I think most great DeFi protocols, platforms have. It's another interesting aspect of what Polkadot is working on is proof of personhood. Because I think there's a big movement, especially in Silicon Valley. I know people like Brian Armstrong at Coinbase feel strongly about AML KYC, so anti-money laundering, know your customer. Like in our world, all that is paramount. We have to be extremely on top of who all of our clients are and who's moving money. There's red flags that banks have to observe and abide by in terms of the way people move money around. But there's way more efficient ways to build market structures that you use AI, you use blockchains to monitor that activity. And one of those is proof of personhood, where rather than like a very manual process that exists now, like you can detect potential illicit activity. That's one piece of proof of personhood that's exciting. And so you can sort of create embedded KYC AML on chain.
Sure.
But then there's also other interesting applications of proof of personhood that can benefit networks like Polkadot and make running the network much more efficient.